And that, my friends, is America today.
It is so time to just accept the cops pulling out their guns and shooting them dead.
Well,
That's what should have happened.
It was funny because I guess Trump had made some comments, in Trump fashion, to say what we need to do is put a moat of alligators around. We need electric fences, and we need to start shooting people in the legs that come over here. Now, he was doing that at a rally in jest, making a joke, but the left actually went in front of Congress and said this is what he wants to do because they're crazy and that's what they actually think he meant. But it's really not that bad of an idea, actually. I would love to see a moat full of alligators and shit tearing people apart as they come across, because now they're beating up cops. Get out of the country.
Yeah. Look, I'm not kidding. Shoot them. Shoot them.
Those people.
How many deaths? And I'm not trying to say one life is worth more or less than the other, but let's be honest. It's not going to take 1 million shootings to get people to stop doing this shit. It's going to take about 10, right?
Yeah.
Would you not sacrifice 10 people that are already lawbreakers to stop this invasion?
It wouldn't matter to me.
10.
So we have a government that lets people over here and come over here for nothing, and they can just come over and do whatever the hell they want to do. We put them in schools where our children are supposed to be put. We put them in hotels where people are supposed to be able to stay, and we take care of them. They beat up the cops, they get arrested, and then they're out on bail and never to be seen. They'll never see a trial ever.
No,
they're released and they're never going to go to trial.
Well, I mean, who even has for sure address of these people? They don't have no address. They don't have an address.
I'm sure they're staying at the nicest hotels in New York. Is where they're staying. Either that or in a school for kids that should be learning somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure that they were checked for proper ID as well, right? Just like they were when they came across the border.
Hey, piranha can live in rivers. Yes, we can stick piranha in the river.
We can stick bullets
Daly.
in guns, too.
We played a clip today from John Daly, the golfer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where he was talking with Tucker Carlson. I should have pulled it, but we didn't. Where he was talking to Tucker Carlson about how he would take care of the border. And once again, he said, let's put giant alligators in the river. Let's put all the poisonous snakes into the river. Let's and yeah, just shoot them. I mean, like, what do you want anymore? They're illegal. Yeah. The word illegal exists for a reason. It means they're breaking the law.
Yeah. See, I just have this thought in my head, and I know it's not popular, but too bad. If we're not going to honor the law, then I shouldn't have to pretend to honor the morality of the law. They're not going to honor the law. They're not going to uphold the law. So why the fuck should I sit here and pretend that I expect some moral answer to this problem? If you're not going to stop these people from illegally coming over and illegally stealing our money, then I want them shot and killed.
Well, here's the deal.
Killed.
The fools on the left, I mean, I'm trying to be nice here by saying fools, on the left are the ones that are saying nobody is above the law, damn it. Nobody is above the law. Not even Donald Trump is above the law. Yet they allow people to break the law on a day-to-day basis, whether it's riots in the streets, looting all over the place, stealing whatever the hell people want to steal, and coming across this border illegally.
Yeah.
So if nobody's against the law, then take all these fucking scumbags that are in kids' schools in New York and Chicago and Denver and every other sanctuary city, take them out of the schools, take them out of the hotels that they're staying in, and throw them in jail or throw them out of the country. Yeah, if nobody is above the law, then nobody is above the law, including Donald Trump, but including the millions of illegals that have come across this border over the past 3 years thanks to Joe Biden.
See, as far as I'm concerned, personally, everybody's above the law now. Since Biden won't enforce the law, I'm sure going to do what I got to do to enforce it at my house.
Well, and I guess my next question is, if they're above the law and they can do whatever the hell they want to do, then am I above the law? Am I allowed to go out and take what I want tonight? If I go out tonight and I say, you know what, I don't really feel like paying for dinner, I'm just going to go take it. Why do I get arrested? Why am I going to be in trouble? No.
you better show up in blackface if you want to do that.
I'll put a sombrero on and go to New York.
There you go. Exactly. Sombrero and a bad mustache, you'd be good.
Cross border, and then I'll get handed stuff. I don't understand this philosophy of nobody's above the law except for the quote illegals that came over here illegally.
Yeah. Dude, I have thought, and I'm not even kidding, I've thought about this for real, about just going into a grocery store and stealing $200 or $300 worth of groceries. I've thought about it for real, because if it's really not illegal, why am I paying for this shit?
Right.
I'm the dummy. I'm the moron.
We are stupid because we should be taking advantage of the new liberal policies in this country. I mean, that's a policy, right? You could steal up to however much you want
up to $999. So I'm the idiot that is wasting my money. I'm the idiot that's not taking advantage of today's societal norms. How dare I pay for money? I should rob the DoorDash guy. DoorDash guy should come with the pizza, and I should stick a gun in his face and take it. Give me that. It's under $1,000.
Let's not go that far. I'm trying to make a living here.
Well, I mean, that's what Biden and his fucking cunts want us doing.
Well, it seems that's what it's coming down to. Yeah, I don't understand. You have illegals beating up police officers, and then they get away with it. They walk away. They're never going to see a trial, and everything's fine. Yeah. If you or I were to go ahead and start beating up some cops tonight, God knows we'd be sitting our asses in jail and bloody in jail. Oh, by the way.
Of course. And to be honest, that's how it should be. That's how it should be across the board. Where are the rest of the people to jump in and help them cops? Where's the societal people that know better and will jump in and help?
They have their phones out.
Yeah, that's right. They're looking for their World Star video. Fuck it. This society is so fucked, and it is definitely the left's fault. All the left's fault.
I'm sorry, but it is. You can say what you want about Donald Trump and whatever he is a scumbag. I agree that he's probably a scumbag, but when he was in charge of this country ran right. God damn it! The illegal immigration was cut below half of what's going on right now. It didn't have wars all over the damn place because he knew that those people were threatened by him. They were intimidated by him. Yeah. He had conversations with people that were our enemies, and they believed that if they fucked with him, we're going to be in a whole world of shit. And so they didn't start wars. There was peace in the Middle East when Donald Trump was president of the United States.
Yeah. Well, they were scared of what he would do.
Exactly. So all these people out there were complaining about Orange Man and how he sucks. Okay, he sucks as a person. I'll admit that. He's a terrible tweeter and probably a womanizer and probably a shitty guy, probably a shitty businessman. But you know what? This country ran a hell of a lot better than it is now with this mush mouth behind the office.
Well, this mush mouth fucking fool. Look at the way the country has changed in the last 3 years. No one's afraid to do anything illegal. Why? Because we don't have anybody that instills fear of doing anything illegal. When there's fear of doing something illegal, people think about it before they do it.
Are there illegals in Cleveland?
Yes.
Absolutely there are. I was at a gas station the other night, and a van pulled up, and I'd say probably 10 guys who were obviously not white guys jumped out of this van, and they were all speaking Spanish. Not one of them spoke a lick of English. And they were in the gas station buying stuff, and not one of them spoke English.
And I mean, just a little bit. What is that? North of us? What's Detroit from us? West? North? Northwest?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, there's literally cities that we can't even go in anymore. As Americans. We cannot visit certain parts of certain cities because we will be killed because we don't belong as Americans.
And areas of Northeast Ohio are absolutely sanctuary cities where these guys are coming.
Yeah, I mean, I would say East 55th is a sanctuary, neighborhood? I wouldn't want to be down. Would you want to be down there 2 o'clock in the morning? East 55th?
Or something like that was one of them.
Painesville?
I believe so.
Is it?
Was that van at our Meyer gas station? Yes, it was, Sandy. Yes, it was. So we need to call all the people that you know and tell them, look, I don't care. They may have been very nice people, but the point is that you need to come here legally or get the hell out.
Well, I agree with that.
We have millions of people here that are not here legally. Mm-hmm. And again, if nobody is above the law, like Donald Trump, who's supposedly not above the law, then you need to get rid of these people.
You're never going to get any sympathy from me personally for anybody coming in illegally until every one of our people that is served is housed.
Absolutely.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Somebody said that the other day on Facebook, and I absolutely agree with it, is that the illegals are getting better treatment than our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
How messed up is that?
That's the worst. That is the people that laid their lives out for the freedoms that we now no longer. Maybe that's why they treat the military people with such a lack of respect, because they represented something that the left just doesn't represent.
Not all are Latino either. I've seen Somalis, Chinese, and many others. Of course, there was the guy who was caught on video the other day saying, who was like Middle Eastern, saying, "You will know my name soon."
You will know.
Found out that he's a terrorist who spent time in jail for dealing arms and everything. Yes, that's who we're letting into the country. And
of course.
Biden just lifts the gate for him.
Biden's like, come on in.
Do you realize there are people that actually stand up for this idiot? This idiot is going to go to East Palestine in February, supposedly. Yeah. East Palestine, where the train derailment was. It happened over a year ago. My family and I went to East Palestine to try to help out and do what we could over there, and we were there. When it happened, the train was still off the tracks, laying the dirt next to it, and we were there trying to help out, and that idiot Biden wasn't. A real president who wasn't president, Donald Trump, showed up to help people.
No. Well, dude, the scariest part of all of it is Biden has a legitimate chance of winning again.
Oh, absolutely he does.
I mean, right now, I don't give a shit what the polls say. Right now, he's the front runner. In my mind, he's the front runner. Because A, the cheat is always going to be in, and B, I'm not positive that Donald Trump's going to be able to run. I'm just not positive that they're going to let that guy run. They're going to find some way to stop him.
Probably.
Which means what? Biden and all the votes that he can print in China versus Vivek?
Well, and then here's the other thing that I love is that Biden's out there saying Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Joe Biden and his cronies and his idiots around him are trying to actually prevent democracy by taking Donald Trump off the ballot. That is the real threat to democracy. When you take a guy off the ballot who happens to be the front runner in his opposing party and you take him off the ballot, that is a threat to democracy, a direct threat to democracy.
I would say stopping states from being able to protect themselves from an invasion of people is a direct threat on democracy. Probably more than a vote.
Last I checked, Donald Trump was president for 4 years where they made up a whole shit ton of lies about a Russian, whatever it is. And what happened? Democracy was still there after he was done being president.
Yeah.
Democracy is going away with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing now. Now you got, this latest Trump thing. And again, I always state this. I'm not a Trump guy. Because anytime you say anything positive about Donald Trump, that automatically means that you own fucking 30 MAGA hats. I'm not a Trump guy. By any stretch of the imagination, I'm not a Trump guy. That being said, the fact that this guy got fined, $85 million for something he said? For something he said. For free speech.
Yeah.
For exercising free speech, he got an $83.3 million ruling against him.
Yeah.
You want to talk about democracy being gone? What's more important than the First and Second Amendment? Nothing.
I think I just got a call from Joel Ellis.
Oh, really? Does he have something to say about this?
I don't know. Eric and Chris touched up on the reason why the Eagles are being flooded in along. No. Destroy our country. I don't know.
Yeah. Could be. Could very well be.
Now this whole Texas thing, if Biden doesn't back down, could be the start of the Civil War that we talked about before. If you have the government going in and against the state of Texas, lifting razor wire so illegals could just flood into the country, and you have 25 Republican governors that are standing behind Texas saying, We'll send you more razor wire, and we'll send you our National Guard. Now you're talking about a civil war.
Yeah. But I totally believe that this fucking buffoon Biden would absolutely mow our own people down with fucking
So do I.
weapons and drones and everything else. I do believe that.
He hates half the country.
He hates all the country. The only thing he doesn't like, the only people he doesn't hate are elitists. I know we're going right down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theory. I don't give a shit. Biden is a fucking, what do they call that? The underbelly of politics, or the
deep
I
state.
don't know what you call it. Yeah, the deep state. That's what I'm looking for. Biden's one of those guys. He's a puppet for the deep state.
Of course he is. And that's why Donald Trump is such a threat, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't want that. Now, Donald Trump's not an angel. There's no way that I'm saying that. But he's not part of that club.
No.
Although,
Donald Trump's a piece of shit, but he's our piece of shit.
I don't understand what these idiots forget, too, is that Donald Trump was also a Democrat for a very long time, actually donated to the Hillary campaign.
Of course.
Donald Trump was not a Republican. Donald Trump is actually putting policies in place to try to help this country.
Yeah, and Donald Trump didn't do everything right either. Donald Trump's the one that, how many people are dead because of Donald Trump in that fucking shot? Allegedly. Yeah. Sorry, YouTube, if I crossed your line.
No.
Those original shots are Trump based.
Dude, have you listened to Tom McDonald?
I don't even know the name.
You gotta pull up Tom McDonald on YouTube. Now, we're gonna immediately get banned now because we're gonna play music on YouTube. But Tom McDonald is probably if I know a lot of people aren't rap fans, but he's got good stuff. I'm trying to think the one.
Oh, hold on.
There's a whole bunch. He has a whole bunch of songs. So
well, we'll play "Your America." How about that?
Wait, there's one that's really good. Woke something. I think woke.
Race War, The System, Superman, American Flags, Ghost. I don't see anything woke. Dirty Money.
Fake woke. Look up fake woke.
Fake woke.
Yeah.
Fake.
It's one of his earlier ones.
All right.
He's got one out now that you got to play with Ben Shapiro. It's the number one downloaded song. Ben Shapiro actually raps.
That's got to be as sterile as possible.
Oh, it's great. It's.
Let's see here. Fake woke. Here we go.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need to change. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
All right, how is this guy not banned on YouTube?
Oh, dude, he's got a lot of songs out there. Play the Facts one. That's the newest one.
I just am like, Jesus, we had a discussion with a variety of opinions on flat Earth and lost a channel.
Yeah, I know. This guy is, I'll tell you, and all of the songs are pretty good. They all pretty much sound alike, but they're all,
what am I looking for?
Facts with Ben Shapiro.
Facts.
Tom McDonald.
There it is.
Tom McDonald, Facts. It's the #1 downloaded song right now.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only 2 genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message cause I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. I don't wanna talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream, you can riot in the streets. You defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do? Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man. I'm the man who don't respect.
All right, I'm only stopping it here because if you play more than a minute, you will get the YouTube shut off. So
Yeah, now we got to talk for a second because I want to.
Yeah.
You got to hear Ben Shapiro.
well, I want to hear that, but this guy's dead on. I can't believe this guy hasn't been banned.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him on with Bob because it would be perfect for that. It would be perfect for the TV show too. I'd love to have him on this show, but I don't know how you get hold of this dude.
So
But he's something, man. Huh?
There's got to be a way. I'll have to nose around and see who I know that knows this
You know
guy.
what I have
He's
to?
in the
I
business.
realize. You know what I
What?
have to do though? I realize is that I have to verify myself on Twitter. I have to now
You
actually
have to
pay to have myself
throw out the $8, right?
because if I don't, I can't contact you.
Yeah, no.
You can't message somebody on Twitter unless you're verified now. So I got to do it.
Yeah, I pretty much need to do that too, which I hate because I hate throwing money away like that for such a useless cause. But I guess I'll have to. I mean, I already spend money for Minds and Gab and everything else. So I guess I could throw it at Twitter
I
too.
mean, if I want to get guests, I have to have a blue check mark because otherwise you're not allowed to talk to anybody.
Yeah, otherwise you're just a peon. All right, here we go. Here's Ben Shapiro.
Gutfeld showed this last night, but we played it before Gutfeld did. Thank you very much.
There you go. Well, let's check him out with Ben Shapiro. Let's see.
Let's look at the stats, I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic, don't be a whack. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes, I just did this for fun. All my people, download this, let's get a Billboard #1.
This ain't rap, this ain't money.
Now, did
That's
they
what it's
did they have to auto tune this to death to make him sound in beat?
I'm guessing they probably did something there, but look, the fact that he's on the same screen as Tom McDonald, dude, I mean, it look like polar opposite kind of people. But the fact they put him in a hoodie and stuff is kind of cool.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, who's next? Who else going to show up on this one?
But Tom McDonald's awesome, dude.
Yeah, you want to hear more of this? I do.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little more of this.
Cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream, you can riot in the streets. You defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do? Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you. You mad, you.
Jesus, this is
Look up
again.
snowflakes.
I will once. Look at that, 10 million plays in 5 days. I guess his message isn't that offensive to somebody.
Yeah.
What is it? Snowflakes?
Yeah.
Tom McDonald.
Ben almost raps just talking.
That is true. Snowflakes.
If If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. I hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black
Jesus Christ.
Dude, like if you listen to him, he's like dead on. But again, every song sounds the same. But
yeah, it's one. He is a one-trick pony, but it's a hell of a trick.
who's this guy?
Bartek. Jim's just an old fuck. He'd love this if Deep Purple was singing it.
Right, I was gonna say there's one of those guys that like
Yeah. This would be great if it came out of Black Sabbath, man.
if Ozzy was jamming with this, would be all right.
Yeah. Then it would be only old Ozzy though, not the current stuff. He does just bring it. I will give him that. Wow. All right, well, good on this guy. I hope he doesn't get canceled. Well, I wish he would.
Been around for a while, so
Does he do this on Rumble too? Why isn't he on Rumble? Why would he
don't know,
fucking give his gift to these cocksucking faggots over there at YouTube?
This guy's been around for a long time. I mean, I tried to play for some. Actually, we did play some of it for Triv, and Triv actually liked some of it too. So.
God, he's been around 5 years or whatever.
He's been around a few years. Wow.
No shit, I'm not aware. I really was not aware of this guy, but good on him. Well, there we go.
But it's interesting to see, different people. That a guy like that who has the opinions that he does.
Yeah. Well,
Because he ain't making millions off of doing it. Because
these songs, I guarantee, are all demonetized.
oh yeah,
There's no way he's making a dime off of YouTube. No way. I promise you that. He is demonetized, but he doesn't care. All right, well, that's good. If the songs are also on Rumble, that's good. Good on this dude. Somebody has to. Everybody has. Truth be told, everybody needs to. Everybody needs to stand up now. Nobody needs to be afraid to say what they think anymore. You just got to put it out there. Because the more we cower and worry about somebody's being offended or being hurt, the more that becomes the norm. You say stuff like right now, like let's be honest, he said retard a couple times in that song.
you can't say that.
How many people listening were like, "Oh my God, you can't say that." Why can't you say that? Why does it have to have the meaning that the fucking government now tells you it has only?
Well, that's
Why does that only have to pertain to mentally challenged people? Why can't it just be you're a stupid moron, you're a retard? Because let's be honest, if you have a child that is mentally challenged, you never want the word retard attached to them anyway, do you? Retard is its own insult.
And
It's like the N-word. It's just like the N-word. Why is that acceptable? It's never acceptable, right? Not coming out of a white face.
And the thing is that, like, I was trying to explain this to a kid the other day, not that long ago, where I said, you don't understand, like, retard didn't mean anything when we were kids. When we were kids, if you were playing around on a football field or you were playing outside with your friends, and you said, don't be a retard.
Yeah, of course.
It didn't mean trying to make fun of mentally challenged people. It was just something that you said.
Yeah.
You used to say, dude, don't be a fag. And it wasn't.
Yeah, that was another one, yeah.
Gay or making fun of homosexuals. It was just a term that you used.
Yeah, it never meant, hey, go and blow that guy over there.
No.
It never meant that. It just meant, you stupid faggot. That was it. It didn't matter. I mean, dude, the one that I'm surprised has not gotten any blowback on it, pussy. I am so surprised that all these fucking Me Too women's groups are not just raising fits over somebody calling somebody else a pussy. That's insulting and demeaning to women. Shut it. Just shut your fucking hole.
There was a snake in the grass.
Yeah, a lot of people don't trust Shapiro at all.
I do. I think he does a lot of good stuff.
There's a few of them that people don't trust. Who's that other guy? Tim Pool. A lot of people don't trust Tim Pool either. They think he's, part of the problem, not part of the solution.
Have a gale night. Well, Chris and I will later, but that's when we get done with the show.
That's because we're those kind of faggots. Hello, YouTube. I love the fact that we finally convinced at least you that who cares about YouTube?
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. They cancel us from Rumble. Who gives a shit?
Here to do a show.
That's right. And there's other places to watch. If we lose YouTube, so what? We're not going to do half a show to please them. Ugh.
Me Too movement has been hijacked by the trans movement.
None of it moves me. I could give a shit about any of them. I don't give a damn about Me Too. I don't give a damn about trans. Trans too. Is that T2?
Even that stuff seems to be dying down. It's like there's always like a movement or a fad that seems to hit, and then eventually it'll go away. I mean,
yeah.
The Me Too movement, all of a sudden you had 400 people coming out against people like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein and everything else, and then all of a sudden now you don't hear anything about it anymore.
Yeah. We read that horrific shit about Vince McMahon the other day. Not one time not in one article that I've read did I see anything about so-and-so, the spokesman for the Connecticut Me Too of America or whatever. I didn't see any of that. I saw no Me Too response. It was all just this guy abused some chick, which is the way it should be. It should be individual versus individual on any subject.
I've tried to get like one of these leaders of the Me Too movement on before, and nobody responds. Same thing with the Black Lives Matter movement. Trying to get them on. They're too busy living in their $1 million homes they stole from the black people.
It's because if you ask them any sort of a question that they can't answer, then they look bad.
They can't answer it.
Well, they can't, and it's easier to get money if they don't say anything. They just let Al Sharpton and his crew do their dirty work for them. They do their dirty work with bricks and streets.
You all have a Pornhub show after this? Yes, that is pay-per-view for Chris and I.
Not gonna lie, there was a time that this classic metal show did have a channel on Pornhub.
Really?
Because they would let you upload stuff, and I just figured it was one place that we would not get banned. So I started uploading. I uploaded for about 1.5 years on Pornhub. And then Pornhub actually emailed. They were real nice about it. They were like, if you're not going to do actual adult videos, then we can't have you hosting your videos here. They were nice about it, but they did make me take it down. But yeah, for a while there was a Pornhub channel of the classic metal show.
I respect Charlie Kirk, Dan, but I like those guys. Charlie Kirk, I listen to him from noon to 1 on WHK, and I think he's great. And he does a lot of cool stuff.
I check out Bongino a lot. Seems like since he quit the radio gig, though, and he's just doing the podcast, he does a lot more talking about himself than he does about the world. Yeah, and it's like, all right, we get it.
I thought when Rush passed that's who should have taken over.
Well, he did take half the market.
He took half, but he wasn't here in Cleveland. And so
we had what?
We have Clay and Buck, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton.
Which I don't know nothing about Buck, but Clay Travis is okay on Outkick. He's okay in short spurts.
He's okay. And then Buck Sexton, I believe he was one of the law enforcement agencies.
Okay.
And Buck Sexton just sounds like he should be on Pornhub, though, doesn't he? Like, anybody who sounds like he should be on Pornhub should be Buck Sexton.
Buck Sexton.
Like, if I could change my name, I would change it to Buck Sexton.
Hey, we need someone with a big cock for this scene. Who should we get? Buck Sexton.
Supporters of BLM were actually white liberals. I agree with that. That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If Rush and Triv were around to see what the hell's going on right now in this country, oh,
Maybe
if
they
they weren't
checked out
gone before, they'd be gone because of this.
Maybe they checked out at just the right time.
I'm telling you.
We're the dummies that keep staying here for this shit.
But I would love to be I'd love to be hearing those two right now with their.
Oh, I know. A lot of there's a lot of them that I would love to hear.
Buck was with the CIA. That's what I thought.
Okay. You know, it's amazing to me how these guys, when they're on, have you noticed how these guys, when they start realizing that they're on the wrong team and they start changing, then all of a sudden they just kind of disappear? Like, dude, 3 years ago, let's say 3 years ago, you couldn't go 2 days without hearing something else that Bill Maher said on his dumb show.
Yeah.
But now that Bill Maher has kind of said, hey, these fucking Democrats are kooks, now you don't hear. When's the last time you heard anything about Bill Maher?
I heard something recently, but it was because he was calling them kooks. And he was saying, yeah, what the hell you guys are talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of them. Look at how popular Jon Stewart was for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, Jon Stewart was huge.
Yeah.
And then when he started, what did he start doing? Fighting for the firefighters or something against the government?
Yeah.
And now, what's he doing now?
If you go against the liberal narrative in Hollywood or whatever, you get canceled. I mean, that's the way it is.
You're out. Look at Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah. Bob just interviewed him for the Strictly Speaking TV show.
Yeah.
He was a guest on the show. I booked Kevin Sorbo, by the way.
Look at that.
And he was a guest, and man, he's definitely a right-wing guy, and he was definitely blackballed by the industry. I mean, that's what happens.
Well, can we get him on this show?
I could probably get Kevin Sorbo on this show.
Let's get Kevin Sorbo. Come on, Seth.
Because he is definitely a right-wing guy.
No offense, but I think the audience is tired of me booking rock and roll bands.
I'm not. I like that.
I know you do, but I think the audience would much rather have Kevin Sorbo over here than
I'll work on
the lead singer of Ra or whatever.
I'm definitely going to work on some different things. I got some other.
All right. I mean, that would be. I would love him, Dean Cain, any of these guys. You know, Kirk Cameron.
Dean Cain, we got to promote his metal business that he's doing with somebody.
Who cares, dude? We'll promote whatever they're doing. Who gives a shit? Dean Cain's like blackballed as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's a right-wing guy.
Yeah, and I mean, he was huge for a minute.
You know, and that's why it's so frustrating when I go to when all these movies come out. I want to see them, but I know these guys are all just liberal assholes. Yeah. But the problem is, I don't think that they are.
I think they're just playing the role?
I think Robert De Niro is a fucking liberal dick. And so, he is what he is. But I think a lot of these actors and celebrities are not the liberal bastards that they portray to be, but they do it to sell tickets. I mean, if you look at who they're selling tickets to, and it's so weird to think that it's poor people that spend their money on going to see movies.
Yeah.
It's for whatever reason, it's not people that actually make a decent. The minority of people that make money and have a decent living go and see movies. It's generally middle class or lower middle class or poor people that go waste their $10 to go see a fucking movie, and so they cater to the lower class of people, if you will, which is generally a liberal group waiting for a handout. Yeah, they'll spend their money to go see a movie, and then they go to the grocery store with a SNAP card and get their free groceries.
Right, exactly. Get their M&Ms for the movie from their EBT cards.
Right. And so
that me and you are too stupid to go get ourselves, and instead we just pay for our shit.
Right. I mean, I get it that that's who the liberal actors and musicians and stuff cater to. Or is that group? That and the young people who don't have a clue what the hell's going on.
Well, what always bugs me about that the most is it's not. Look, I get it. You play to your audience. I get that part. What I hate is the other side of it, that these broke dick people don't look at these celebrities who they all worship because they're in the next Batman or whatever. They don't look at them and say, hey, this guy's not living what he's preaching. He's preaching to me not to own a car and not to have this and not to do that and be on the system and not to have a gun, not to all this shit. Then what are they doing? They live behind their gated community with a fucking wall of armed militia that surround them.
They don't want a wall at the border because you got to be liberal and accept all the people coming over and welcome them in. But none of them have their doors unlocked at the end of the night when they go to bed in their gated community, and their windows aren't wide open for people to walk in and climb in and enjoy their comfort. No, they're not like that. They preach to you that you need to be green and you can't, the environment and everything else. Yet they drive around in their limos and everything else that suck gasoline and spew emissions
They
all over.
fly into town on their private jet.
Right.
That uses 43 times the amount of gas that you'll use in a year. And think about it. If they were shooting a movie in Cleveland, and let's say, Tom Cruise was in the movie, and you saw Tom Cruise in Tower City, you walked up on him and said, "Hey man, want to get an autograph?" Somebody going to knock you down with a pistol in your face.
Absolutely.
One of those pistols that you're not supposed to carry.
Right.
His guy will be carrying one, and he'll knock you to the ground with that pistol in your face.
Look, I'm not. Again, my daughter loves Taylor Swift. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Taylor Swift. I think she's a decent role model. But she was in pictures supporting Joe Biden, and Joe Biden is his whole big green energy crap bunch of lies that it is. And I guarantee you, she's not flying in a hot air balloon to get around the country. She's wasting all the fuel and gas and emissions that anybody could possibly waste traveling the world to do her concerts.
Yeah, but nobody's allowed to talk about that either.
No.
You're not allowed to talk about that she flew private around the world to get to the Chiefs games. You're not allowed to mention that.
No.
Instead, but what you have to hear is, look at all those cars out there that are taking unleaded instead of EVs.
Today, speaking of the climate stuff, we had a guest on. He's a climate guy.
Yeah.
And he actually says that the more CO2 that's actually out there is actually helping the environment. And he has proof. And he was telling a story today about a Nobel Prize winning physicist.
Okay.
Who was having a conversation with the Biden administration and Biden and saying, hey, look, your climate stuff is just false. It's not true. Now we're talking about a Nobel Prize winning physicist. I think he knows his shit. Yeah. And Biden said, you don't know anything. That's just right wing politics and climate hate. Oh, no, he's a Nobel Prize winner. He knows what he's talking about. But Joe Biden's going to school him and teach him on climate.
Right. Well, dude, that's no different than the guy that invented the fucking vax saying that it was bad for you and everybody saying, well, he's wrong. He's wrong. The guy that created the vax.
Right.
That's the guy that doesn't know, and Joe Biden knows better.
Right. Of course.
And some executive in the office of Pfizer and Travis Kelce knows better. Shut the fuck up.
Look, I know that I'm an idiot. I'm not very smart and stuff, and but I do a lot of reading on a day-to-day basis. I do a lot of research for shows. I do not so much research for this show. A lot of it is just having fun. But for other stuff, I do a lot of reading and a lot of research, and I book a lot of guests, and I talk to a lot of people. And it's not all just right-wing stuff. It's stuff that I have to look at both sides to find out. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how you get fooled by the left like this. I just don't. I don't understand the mentality to get fooled by the left.
Well, dude, it makes sense if you break it down past logic. That's the first reason that you're having trouble with it, because you think in logical terms. And logic is the last thing you can do in this political climate. This political climate only cares about one thing: winning. And you're either on the winning team or you're on the losing team. Look, right now, the right is perceived as the losing team. So if you support their ideas, you support losers. And I don't want to be a part of a losing team.
I agree with you. But I mean, it's stuff as simple as how do you get fooled when it comes to abortion? There's pro-life people, and then they call themselves pro-choice people. Well, no, what's the opposite of life? Death. So it's not pro-life and pro-choice people. It's pro-life and pro-death people. Mm-hmm. But they fool you and they make you think what they want you to believe by saying, no, it's not pro-death. It's pro-choice. No, the opposite of life is death.
Yeah.
They don't present that to you. They fool you. They're fooling half of this country with an agenda that's fucking nuts.
And I know I've said it here on the show, and I took a bunch of heat from your fans when I said that I was pro killing babies, and I am. I'm absolutely
say it the right way.
But that's why I say it the right way, because I don't want to be hiding behind words. This society is so afraid of words. They're so afraid of actually admitting what they are. If you are pro killing babies, then that's what you are. You're in favor of killing them. You are in favor. If you are for quote unquote abortion, what that technically means is you want to be able to fuck with no rules, slip up, get somebody pregnant, and kill off the spawn that you created. That's what you want to do.
Just say what it is. It's not pro.
That's what it is. It's not a choice. You know what? The only choice was sticking your dick where and not pulling out. That was the choice. The choice was not, well, do I let this baby grow or do I terminate the pregnancy? Shut up. Do you rip it from limb to limb with a suction tube? Because that's what you're doing. You're taking barely formed bones and cells and you're ripping that shit apart like you would an egg in a scrambler. And that's what you're doing.
I don't want to get stuck on abortion, but the point is that that's what they lie to you.
They do.
Al Gore lied to you when he said the country was going to, or the world was going to end 20 years ago because of global warming. He lied to you. And then they changed it to climate change. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to ever happen.
Yeah, well, dude,
and if the climate changes, it's because the climate was supposed to change and has always changed since the beginning of time.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's what it is.
But it's all
nothing to do with us.
It's wordplay. And dude, to be fair on it, it's wordplay on both sides. You can look at gun control the same way. Whenever I hear these fucking dummies in the NRA sitting there saying, well, you know what? I just want to have my guns because I collect guns and I want to hunt. Shut it. You know why I have guns? Because if somebody comes in this house, I'm going to cut them in half with bullets. That's why I have guns. Not because it's fun, not because I want to go to the range, no other reason. If somebody comes into my house and tries to hurt my family, I'm going to plug them in the head and end their life before they end mine. Say what you mean on all sides. If we could stop lying, which is what we are doing. We lie on every level when it comes to combining society with politics. It's all a bunch of lies. Taxation is not something for the good of the people. Taxation is to hold the people down. That's what you're doing. You're imprisoning them. You're giving them just enough to buy bread, but you're imprisoning them with these tax laws. And the more you make, the more you pay. It's imprisonment.
My daughter got her W-2s for the first time ever. She didn't know what it was. I said, oh, that's when they come back for more money from you.
Yes.
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, they take money out of your check, but now they're coming for more.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at how it's just changed around here in Ohio, dude. For the longest time, it was federal, state, and city tax. Then they incorporated this lovely RETA tax, where now not only do you have to pay for the shit that's fixed in your city, but because there's a city next to you that doesn't make as much money, you have to pay for them too. Why am I paying for that? But we just blindly go with it. And then what does the government tell you? Well, it's for the betterment of all of the citizens. Well, no, you already had a fucking state tax for that. Spread out the state tax for that. Spread out the federal tax for that. Why do I got to continue to pay more?
Now, the problem is that you have to choose. We've talked about a lot of topics, but you have to choose because you can't just not have a government. You can't just not have any kind of rules, regulations, and stuff like that. So now you got to pick which side you're going to pick because there's only two to pick from. Robert F. Kennedy, whatever his name is running for president on some party that they made up to try to to be president.
And what is his numbers? 2% or whatever.
I love him. I like a lot of his ideas are good. I know people that work for him. I think he's fantastic. But it ain't gonna happen.
No,
so now you have to pick which side you want. You pick the Republican side or you pick the left side. Now, which one do you want? Do you want the side that's pro trans people, pro immigration, pro all this not crazy climate stuff? What side do you want?
Yeah. And I know,
I'm not going to be fooled by the left. So
we're in agreement on the fact that we want the side that doesn't base everything on the easiest common denominator, which is emotion.
Right.
The left is an emotional-based governmental body. They base everything on pushing your emotional buttons and making you believe that you're doing something for the good of the people, for the progression of society. That's what the progressive movement is, the progression of society. And what is it doing? It's progressing us right into fucking Venezuela while the rich people get richer and we get fucking poorer. Where we, right-leaning people, you more than me, but right-leaning people, we want more factual stuff. Show me how I can keep the most of my money. Show me how I can make the most money possible. Don't penalize me for being successful because I work hard.
Right.
That's what we believe. The progressive movement is, well, you should feel like you want everybody to be on the same level as you, and you should feel like nobody should be more important than the other person. Well, you know what, progressive movement? Go fuck yourself. I am more important than somebody else that does less work than me. Period. End of discussion.
I remember getting into that argument with Chisalka all the time, the guy that used to be on the show.
Sure.
And how he used to want the rich people to all of a sudden just start giving money to other people. Well, wait a second. Why is that their responsibility to take care of me just because they're rich? Look, Trev made a hell of a lot more money than I did when I was working for that show. And, I did a lot of work for that show. So did his other producers. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was his name that was on the marquee. He's the one that drove the advertising. He's the one that drove the listeners. It was his show. So he deserved more money than me. In Mike Chiselga's world, all of a sudden, Trev would have had to start handing me money. For what?
Yeah, dude.
Look, people that are successful, whether it's Zuckerberg or Trump or whoever it is, made their money, and they should be able to keep their money as much as they want.
Well, they took all the risk.
Yes.
You
dude, took a risk with your business.
I did.
You don't need to hand money over to more people.
No. Dude, I was dirt poor until I was 38 years old. The most I ever made until I was 38 years old was $42,000 in a year. That was the most I made till I was 38. And that was with a wife and 3 kids on 42 grand. That is, I should have been on food stamps probably. I'd imagine making 5 people in a family making 40 grand is probably qualifies for EBT, and I never did. But now that I've had some success with Econ IT, with Pinball PA, with my books, with my stuff, all the different things that I do I somehow owe the next guy that hasn't had that success? Fuck you. Simple as that. Fuck you. Go do what I did. Start a business. Work your ass off. Work 30 hours a day. Work so much that you end up in the hospital sick, and keep going. And don't let it stop for anything. And bust your ass. You call me how many times a week, Seth? Honestly, 4 or 5 maybe?
4 or 5 times, yeah.
Is there ever been a time? Can you think of one time in the last year that you've called me 4 times a week that I wasn't working?
No.
Never.
No.
There's never been a time I was like, oh, dude, I'm just sitting here watching a movie.
Usually I can't get you to pick up.
Yeah, usually it's I call back. Yep. I mean, that's because I want to be successful. I don't owe anybody anything. As it is, I keep 8 or 9 people living in their homes and employed and paying their electric bills and paying their gas bills and their car payments and all that other shit. Why should I there's a part of me that almost wants to say, you know what? Everybody go fuck yourself. I'll do it by myself because I've proven that I can do the work of 6 people. Why shouldn't I just do it myself and tell everybody else, go, you're on your own?
But the left seems to believe that, go ahead and, they want
I know.
this easy road lifestyle where things are handed to them and everything is okay to do. Freedom of, they want freedom, but they don't want to give it to the other side is the problem.
Well, they know that somebody has to pay for freedom, and it might as well be the ones that work the hardest because they're used to earning. But you know what? I didn't start Pinball PA so that I could start a commune. I started Pinball PA because I wanted to get rich. Am I going to get rich? No. But if somehow, some way, some investor comes to me and says, hey, Chris, here's $10 million for the right to own Pinball PA. Do you really think that I'm going to say, well, let me, there's 6 of us that work there. Let me divide that by 6 and each one of us gets 1.8. Do you think I'm doing that? Fuck no. I'll give them all something for their time and service, but I'm keeping $8 million. At least $8 million, if not more.
Would you still have your work ethic if you didn't have kids? Most people don't have a work ethic.
Well, that's most people's problems. I had that work ethic forever. I've always had that. There's a reason that when I was in the military, I was the honor soldier in basic training and advanced training. And there's a reason that I got awards in the military. I was in the military 5 years. I got 6 awards and 4 promotions in 6 years. That's a lot. I don't know if you know how much you know about the military, but that's a lot. It's because I busted my ass. I wasn't married then. I just busted my ass. That's when I was a kid. I was all league in baseball a couple of years. It's because I busted my ass. Yes, I would have always had that work ethic. Always. I mean, the only time I didn't was I got lazy and then I got blown up for it. I got lazy and took a steelworker job because I just wanted a job where I didn't have to think. Where I could just go into work, do my fucking 40 and go home. And what did I get out of that? Burned damn near to death. So, now it's like, fuck, I'm going to work every minute of every day. I'm going to earn every minute of every day. And I'm going to show anybody else around me that they can do it too. And if they take the lesson, cool. And if they don't, that's cool too. But don't come to me asking me to bail you out of your problems because I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care what Joe Biden says.
We have Tony Massaggio coming up in just a little bit.
And another thing. No.
Also, we're going to have somebody on, not today, probably not next week. I think we're going to have my dad on next week.
All right, great.
My dad's going to come on, talk about his books, and we're going to stay away from politics.
That's fine.
But he's going to talk about what it was like being my dad when I was young.
When you were young, I'd like to know what it was like being your dad, 2 years ago?
That too. So we'll probably get into all that stuff. And then we're going to have a guy on sometime in the next few weeks who's going to be talking about a benefit. Sandy, listen up. We're doing a benefit for Coach for Kids.
We are. Nice.
Well, not us personally, but
Okay.
the group is called the Odd Fellows.
Okay.
And they are going to be having a benefit with a dinner, a dueling piano show, I think open bar, too, at the Hilton Garden Inn in Twinsburg. Ironically enough,
Okay.
where Triv used to have his benefits. Hilton Garden will also have rooms available for discount rates. But
Okay.
it's going to be at the same ballroom, the same everything at the Hilton Garden Inn in Twinsburg. Coach for Kids benefit. They're going to have raffles, and I think they're going to have some cool firearms and stuff. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun thing to do. I'm going with my wife. We'll be attending that night.
Well, maybe that's the kind of thing I can even attend. That's 5 minutes from my house.
And it'll be a good time. So
all right. Yeah. Do you know what is the price? Somebody put that in the chat room.
I believe it's $100 a ticket, which is cheaper than what the Triv benefit was. So $100 a ticket. But again, from what I heard, don't quote me on this yet, but I was told this afternoon, that it is open bar and you get dinner and show.
So basically, for the
$100.
price of 2 or 3 coats that you would donate anyway, you get open bar.
Yeah, and then you're also going to get, there's going to be raffles and stuff going on there that are going to benefit Coach for Kids too. When I
sounds
found out
awesome.
about this, the group actually approached me and said they wanted to do a benefit for Coach for Kids, and so I talked to lovely Debbie over there and everybody over at Coach for Kids, and I think it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
And at first when I was talking with people, I was like, man, that's going to be weird to have an event for Coach for Kids at the Hilton Garden in Twinsburg. But then the more I thought about it, I was kind of like, it might be kind of cathartic. It might be kind of nice to actually go there and relive some of those memories and feel like,
sure,
we're there again. And
when is it?
March 23rd. March 23rd. So I'm going to get one of the guys from the Oddfellows on the show to talk about the event.
Okay.
And we'll have more info then. But I think that's a lot of the info that I just gave you. I think that's the majority of it. But March 23rd. So we'll get closer to the event. We'll have somebody on to talk about that.
Maybe we should broadcast from it.
I would love to do that.
I'd be more than happy to do that. I'd be more than happy to broadcast from that and shoot some video of people giving little speeches and stuff during the event. That'd be great.
But I think the dueling piano show sounds kind of fun, and the raffles that what I've seen that they're going to have is pretty cool. And,
okay.
Just to benefit Coach for Kids, I think would be pretty sweet.
All right. Well,
and
maybe
I told Coach for Kids that we were more than happy to do whatever we could to help with it.
Well, tell whoever I would be happy to throw in a 4-pack of all-day family passes to Pinball PA.
That'd be awesome too.
How's that? That's like $500 worth of prize.
I'm in. I left the room. How do we get tickets? I'll talk to you, Sandy, about how we can get tickets. But I know I'm going with my wife. I know.
I think I'm going to go to this, dude. That sounds fun.
I'll find out how we can all be there because I think it would be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I found out about that today. I knew about they were going to do this event for a while.
Right.
I actually talked to Coach for Kids today about actually going and being there. And I want to do whatever we can to promote it.
Of course.
And to hopefully sell some tickets.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Let's get the information, and if they need help on putting something together to sell the tickets, I'm sure I could build something real quick. So let's do it.
I think it'll be great. So
sounds good to me.
You're going to cross paths with your former employer. I don't think they're going to be there, to be honest with you. This is not put on. Well, this is not put on by iHeart. This is put on by this group that is doing it.
Okay.
For Coach for Kids. So it has nothing to do with the radio station. Nothing with that. It has to do.
Right.
So they're just doing it for the charity, which I think is great, and that's what I want to be a part of. Is that
okay?
Because you know what, I loved Coach for Kids and still love Coach for Kids. I know how much Triv loved Coach for Kids.
Sure.
And the people that work for Coach for Kids, and so I think this will be fun. I think it'll be a good time for all of us. So
sounds good to me. You and I will work on some details on how we can do some stuff, and we'll get it done. Yeah, let's figure it out.
Oh, he says that's a CMS night, though.
Well, I might just have to not do the CMS one night, or do a dreaded pre-record.
But I told my wife today, if it's open bar, I might just get a room there. Because they're doing discounted rates for people that are part of this charity thing. I might partake in spending the evening there.
Oh, if it's open bar, I could see me drinking 10 drinks and taking a $10 Uber home.
Right. Bar, though.
I know, that's close. What I'm saying. I'm still not close enough to walk there.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we used to do the event out there with Triv. My favorite night of the event was Thursday night. Thursday night was rehearsal night.
Okay.
And so there wasn't any show. It was just rehearsal.
Sure.
But I'd have to be there for it. And so I would go out there, and I always, hotels are my thing, dude. I just like staying in hotels.
Okay.
And so I'd leave my family at home. I'd get a room for Thursday night, too, and say that, oh, yeah, I need to get up early so I can go put up signs and stuff for the show the next day. So I'd have myself a fat room at the Hilton.
Right.
And I would walk my fat ass over to the Wendy's right over there next to the hotel.
Right.
Wendy's right there. And then I'd walk back to Hilton Garden Inn. I'd have a bottle of vodka, a bag of food, and a couple of beers sitting for me in my room, and it would be a hell of a night.
And get up in the morning, and orange juice and a bagel from the little breakfast bar or whatever.
And I go put some signs up on some doors saying, "Here's a song for the band," and I go back to bed for an hour.
Nice. It's too funny.
But it was
Too good.
And so I think this will be a fun event. So more
Yeah, it
info
sounds
to come
fun.
on that.
Sounds good to me.
So my dad next week, and then some of that in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, very cool.
I love buying clothes for kids things at Drug Mart. And where you write your name, I put Steelers suck.
Smart.
I did that. They had forget what it was. You had to buy like batteries or something, whatever it was. And I bought one of the Coats for Kids things, and like the coats they stick on their registers and all that. And I just signed from a family that loves Triv and put that on.
There you go.
So when they stuck it up there,
That's cool.
you know, that's one charity I don't want to see die.
Right.
You know,
Well, it's an important charity, man.
it is. You know,
Again, just like we talked about earlier, there's so many people that just don't have stuff, and nobody helps. Now, if it was illegals for kids, illegals for coats or something, then you'd get government funding all over the place for it. But unfortunately, it's just kids, and why should they be helped anyway? They'll help them by giving them 10 more shots. That'll protect them.
Oh, well. You should take Rick with you for laughs, maybe. Live stream MC.
There you go.
I just hope Rick's all right, man. I saw that you posted something on Facebook again that he was like in the hospital again. It's like every other day that guy's in the hospital.
Come on, Rick.
Come on, Rick.
Get your health in order.
I got mine in order, man. I freaked out last night. Okay.
You and me both, dude. I told you called me yesterday. I was like, hello. I was not feeling well yesterday. I
There's
slept.
something going around, though, man.
Yeah, there is something. It's my kid has it too, so it's like.
I had a guy walk into the studio the other day, and love the guy, but he's sitting there going, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, what do you got?" He's like, "Oh, I got RSV and I got bronchitis." Like,
Jeez.
well, then why are you sitting in my airtight studio?
Yeah, don't be here. Come on, don't be here.
And another day, she's like, "Well, I've been on antibiotics, so I'm okay now." 2 days later, I'm throwing up in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's fine now.
Everybody's okay.
He's okay
Me.
because he gave it to you.
14 people are sick at a radio station. And, you know,
That's right.
can't even open up a damn window in the damn place.
Too funny.
Rick has pneumonia.
Great.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that seems to be going around. Like,
Yeah.
it was COVID, which is the respiratory virus. Now it's every other respiratory virus.
Well, maybe it's because they know they can't get people to take the COVID vaccine. So now it's like, you got to get your flu shot, got to get your pneumonia shot. That sounds less scary.
I guess. I mean, they do now have a look. I heard of RSV being in children. My daughter had it when she was like a baby. And RSV is always for children, little infants and stuff.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, this year, magically, RSV is here, and it's for adults. And now there's a vaccine for RSV.
You know what happens what happens at the end of this year, right?
Huh.
Election.
Well, yeah, that's right. They said there's disease X out there that is on its way to
Ooh, good.
kill us all.
Probably get in right around August, don't you think? Where we got to shut the
Probably.
country down and
Once they decide
vote from the House.
once they decide Trump is going to be on the ballot,
Yeah,
all of a
then
sudden,
it'll be there.
there will be 14 different diseases that are coming
That's
to
right.
take us.
That's right. There's a new lab in the Wuhan.
Get better, Rick. All right, it's time for Tony Masashi. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I have his commercial,
You have his segment.
and I have his segment. Should
I say
play
do the commercial. Do the commercial now and then go right into the Tony.
Commercial first.
Then Tony,
And go.
then we talk to him.
Well, maybe I should wait a minute because he's coming on at 15. So
Well, his thing is 2 or 3 minutes.
All right, we're gonna hope that Tony's there when we come back.
If not, then we'll just come back and enrage people some more.
Everybody knows Tony, but in our segment, everybody loves Tony.
That's right. That's better than just knowing him.
Tony's on the way next.
All right.
Assured Window Cleaning specializes in window cleaning, chandelier cleaning, blind cleaning, gutter cleaning, and post-construction cleaning. In business since 1947, Assured Window Cleaning has proudly been serving its customers in Cleveland for 75 years. As a family-owned and operated business, Assured Window Cleaning has built their reputation on trust and delivering the best results possible. When you need window cleaning services for your home or business, contact Assured Window Cleaning. We're one of the top window cleaning companies in all of Cleveland for both residential and commercial. Visit our website today at www.assuredwindowcleaning.com or call us at 440-989-0122 for a quote. And remember, everybody knows Tony. Contact Assured Window Cleaning today.